This is Double Shot at Love. If you've been watching our videos or the screenshots, you can see the slow evolution of me buying new bookcases and getting the books out of storage. Anyway, Double Shot of Love, Season 1, Episode 3. Let's get ready to rumble.
Starring Paulie Shore.
And what else have you been calling them?
Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted's Horny Journey. So we watched episode 3 times, and I still don't have notes. So we're going to kind of wing it.
They boxed, Nikki kissed Paulie Shore, and then was a total B to all the other girls.
Well, she lied. Well, let's start at the beginning, though.
And she lied.
Let's start at the beginning. So, the very beginning, they show up, and half the girls think that Paulie D is the host, and Vinny is the bachelor, and the other half think that Vinny is the host, and Paulie D is the bachelor, and I am sure that a lot of the decisions about this show, which we see in this episode as well, are about how do we make sure that there's 2 storylines, and it's not 20 women going for Paulie D, because he's more famous, he's richer, he's got
a Goomba haircut.
He does, but that seems to work in his favor. That seems to be like his look.
Guess.
Which is like, Bob Ross permed his hair to do that, and he had to keep doing it, because that's what everyone thought Bob Ross should look like. Anyway, so I think a lot of the decisions in this show are, how do we make sure that there's equal attention on both men? So they show up, half of the women have already kind of feel like, oh, I've got a good hit with Vinny, and they announce, you're all dating all of us. And luckily for Vinny and the show, not every girl jumped ship on this. Not every girl was like, oh, really? Okay, well, I'm all in on Paulie D. So they hang out. There must just be alcohol constant, because half of the girls...
Pretty sure there's more than alcohol.
Well, it is California. They can all smoke pot, too.
Pretty sure it's more than that, especially like the one who eliminated herself today, which I don't remember her name, because...
Christina.
Crazy.
Well, she definitely sounded drunk. She definitely... Now, I admit, I would probably have a full meltdown if I was on a show where it was like me and 20 other girls for one guy's attention, because it's not... Like, she made a comment about how I'm not used to chasing the guys, they normally chase me. And on camera, it sounds like such a roll my eyes line. But in real life, that is how most people... What? Oh, I'm sorry. Are you used to chasing women?
No.
You're used to women chasing you? No, but most of us are used to having a situation where maybe you're around a large group of people and you find someone, you kind of look around and give the eye to a few people, and then they kind of do the same, and you eventually figure out like, oh, okay, that dude over there is willing to place his bet on me, and I'm willing to do the same. That's how most people work. So I do get her point, for as crazy pants as she was. I do get the idea of like, oh, neither guy's that into me. Okay, yeah, maybe I am wasting my time. Although, she was like insane about how she did it. Like, well, rather than just saying, you know what, this is not... It turns out I am not the right material to do a dating show. Like, this is not how I'm used to doing it. She was like, I could be at the gym. The chicken's not organic. I'm above you guys. I don't even, It's like, and he's like, well, she's crazy. They're like, yep. And they just like watch her like dunk, 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 dunk her suitcase down the stairs. Like, don't even help her out. It's like, yeah, I kind of get...
Well, it would have been better if they were like, and she's going to wait there for a cab until we call the other one.
Yeah, she's going to sit out front.
She's just going to sit there.
So anyway, so I totally get that. Although it's a shame, because she probably could have... She was so nutso, she probably could have lasted until the end.
Made it to a little better TV.
Anyway, and so they're all hanging out by the pool. They're all hanging out. One gal is like already planning, well, many of them are already planning their future with Paulie D. And he's actually pretty reasonably smooth. I mean, yeah. Okay. Reasonably smooth with the women. He seems to kind of have a little more so than Vinny. Vinny seems like a nice guy. I don't have a problem with either one of them. But this is definitely a show where if you're a little nutso, they're going to keep you in. So, Vinny, and I can't remember, she's beautiful. That girl, the girl who almost eliminated the first episode, she's like, oh, I gotta show them I'm interested, so they kiss.
Oh, yeah.
I don't remember her name.
Freckles.
Really cute, though. I think she's adorable. a lot of these girls, I'm old, so this is not, so first of all, if you're on the show, you shouldn't be watching this, because this is not for you. This is for viewers to talk to other viewers. But
unless you're going to be crazy, then go for it.
yeah, well, anyway, but my point is, most of these girls, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, they're cute, they're not gorgeous, but I'm old. What do I know about what's cool right now? Anyway, my point is, most of these girls are just, they're pretty girls. Anyway, so Vinny gets one, and then Nikki, excellent name, kisses Paulie D, and maybe it was the editing, but what they showed was the very next question was, so when do you want to get married? Now maybe they were talking, they had some other conversation and they cut out the rest of the conversation, or maybe that was really her question. I don't know, but I will tell you Paulie D wasn't feeling it, and rather than her be like, no, I mean like hypothetically, when would you want to get married to someone? Like, instead of like backing off that question, she just kind of stares at him.
And then she goes batshit crazy on all the other girls.
Well, and the thing
is,
is,
she gets back.
She kissed them. They saw the kiss. She knows there's cameras. She knows that Paulie knows there's camera. I know. A lot of them seem to. And then someone's like, "Oh yeah, they kissed," and it wasn't even like I thought a big deal. I think it was just kind of like what you would say. I wouldn't think anything twice about saying that if I saw someone kiss. But then she like goes for this girl like, oh, well, she's just making it up. And it's like, I wouldn't build your whole defense with all these random people like, oh, she made that up. She's been telling everyone that we kissed. It's like, and she goes, well, it's just private. Then just say it's private. If someone goes, oh, did you guys kiss? Just be like, no, it's between us. Or just be like, yeah, that's between us. Because it's like it's on camera. So you kind of feel like any like veil of like, this is a private moment, kind of goes out the window. You know what I mean? Like when
because there are cameras around?
Just because you're on a reality TV
and
show that's being
in the
filmed.
same house with everybody else, filming at the same time?
So I'm always like, you lost me there, because it's like, don't build your whole character on a lie. Just, it's not interesting to me. So that happens. So, like we already said, Christina self-eliminates. Vinny's paying attention to someone else. She goes over to Paulie D. She has nothing to say. I mean, she doesn't. I mean, I assume that she's used to showing up and the guy being like, oh, hey, especially when she's like, they're doing that dancing, which was crazy, because I don't think of myself as being a good dancer, but that was insane. That was like some Elaine level moves that they had. Or just like, here's my hoo-ha and my boobs. And I'm not saying anything as I'm not trying to say they're clearly bad people, but I will say they're not the best dancers. Dancing is not their strong suit. They should definitely, I don't know.
Who'd they eliminate?
There's still girls that show up in the Talking Heads that I go,
who's that?
Who's that? So we started with 10 and 10, and they eliminated 4. Right? Is that right? Each guy eliminated 2. Except the first episode, but one of them was ditched out, so it was 2 and 1. This episode, they were at 16. They eliminated... Oh, so no, they did this thing in the middle, which is the whole knock you out reference.
Right.
So they make the girls pick sides. And it was reasonably even for the fact that one of them is like super famous, always on reality shows.
And then Vinny messed up Paulie D's hair, and he won because of that. That's how that worked.
Is that how that worked? And so Vinny got to go out with the girls, his 6 girls, and Paulie D is like, "Oh, I stayed in on purpose because I go out so much," and I'm like, "Okay." Anyway, and then at the end, they the girls get all jealous. I actually did appreciate at the end when they like texted them. But they brought down the 2 that they'd kissed. They've been like, hey, just a reminder, we're totally feeling it with you guys, but we are still... And I was like, okay, that actually is a really reasonable way to do it. To bring down the 2 girls and be like, here's the deal. But just a reminder, and then bring down the girls that they're like, oh, you're doing great. And then kind of like the middling girls like, okay, you guys are cool, but... And then they eliminated... I don't even remember who they eliminated.
The one who just talked about how much she models all over the country.
Oh, yeah.
At the car shows. Circuit.
Yeah, you could kind of see it in their face that they just weren't into it, and I mean, it's a little hypocritical. Like they want their big life, but they don't want someone who's got their own life, and
they're kind of getting paid for it because it's Paulie Shore and who?
Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted, yeah.
Whatever. So anyway, that is the episode. Are girls standing out to you? Do you think that... I don't know. Hit us up in the comments with whatever your thoughts are. Okay.